Now when we're dreaming, our brain displays a very unique and particular set of activities. And of course, while we're dreaming, as I said before, the eyes are moving rapidly backwards and forwards. Now EMDR stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, and it's based on the observation that when the mind is the most active at processing our distressing experiences happens to be the time when we're dreaming, and when we're dreaming our eyes are moving rapidly backwards and forwards. There are a range of neurological explanations for this. It basically just comes back to how our eyes are essentially hardwired into our brain. So when our brain is the most active at processing distress is while we're dreaming, and while we're dreaming the eyes are moving rapidly backwards and forwards. EMDR takes this observation and says, okay, we can have somebody in a total wake state. They need not be asleep at all. In fact, we can only do EMDR if people are awake. But we can have somebody being totally awake. We can neurologically tune them into the memory network relating to a traumatic experience via a series of questions that we ask. And so the memory network relating to that bad experience becomes reactivated within the brain. We can get them to focus on a particular aspect of that memory, and while they're doing that, get them to follow the movement of my hand backwards and forwards with their eyes. So their eyes are moving rapidly backwards and forwards. And what this appears to do is it seems to manually kickstart the brain to move into that psychological digestive process which occurs quite naturally and spontaneously while we're dreaming. So in a sense we're manually push-starting the brain into the same set of brain activity and behaviour as what occurs quite naturally while we're dreaming or REM sleeping. Now the advantage of doing this while you're awake and while we're doing EMDR is that we can very specifically target the experiences that we're wanting to work with. So if somebody's carrying trauma that's resulted from specific experiences, while a person's awake, we can specifically target these particular experiences. And of course, because the person's awake, there's no issue around them waking up and ending the process. But once we've targeted these particular memories through a series of questions, we can then push-start the brain into processing and digesting the distress associated with that memory via the eye movements. So in a way, EMDR is replicating what the brain is naturally doing while we're dreaming, but you're doing it while you're fully awake and fully alert and targeting your attention in on a particular traumatic memory. So, in a nutshell, a very brief nutshell, this is what EMDR is all about.